ready to sing?
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome
to the church with a 2-drink minimum. Welcome to the church with a 2-drink minimum. We are interfaith, interspiritual, God optional. So relax and get ready for a celebration. Welcome to the church with a 2-drink minimum. Welcome to the church with a 2-drink minimum.
Hey, human! I can't live without our wee doggies. Now, how is everyone on this wonderful
day?
It's a very special day for us for lots and lots of reasons.
Well, and one of those reasons is that it's our anniversary.
I know. We did get married
10 years ago. In the New York.
It's
our 10th anniversary today. So we got married in the New York City Halloween parade
in 2011. If you remember, like New York in the July passed the legislation.
And
we were watching. I made us watch it live.
Right.
I'm like, we're watching this. This is the vote is happening right now, and they're filming it. I want to, I want to like. Where were you when I wanted that experience? So of course they passed it. There was big hoopla, and everybody was throwing. It was lovely. And it was great. And I turned right around and I got on my knees and I said, "Yolanda, would you marry me?"
And I said yes.
I know. She said yes. And then she said, "Let's get married at Halloween." I said, "Of course we're gonna get married at Halloween. That's like our thing,
our favorite
right?
day.
Right. Of course we're getting married at Halloween." So, 2 weeks later, I kid you not, 2 weeks later, we were like, oh, giddy, yay, we're gonna get married. 2 weeks later, she goes, "Okay, it's set up. We got the permit," and I'm like, "What? We're getting married on Halloween?" I said,
in the Halloween parade.
I said, "Well, we have to plan it. This is 3 months or something. It's like 3 months. We have to plan the wedding and everything." She goes, "Oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine." I thought she meant like the Halloween
after.
of like a year. We'd at least be engaged for like a year. No. Married and married. Proposed 90 days. It was done, and we did it in the Halloween. In the New York City Halloween
parade.
The walking parade.
Yeah, nobody had ever gotten married in the parade before.
Yeah,
gay, straight.
I know
nobody.
We're the only
so far. We're the only people that have ever been married in the Halloween parade.
Yeah. And we're the only people. This is a walking parade,
right?
Okay, and we're the only people to have ever been featured in the New York City Halloween parade, and we did not walk.
We
didn't walk any of it. We had a horse and carriage. So we are also the only horse that has ever walked the Halloween parade. Yeah. So there's all these things that we did. We didn't know we were doing them at the time. But welcome to our life. Welcome to the 10th anniversary of the state of New York recognizing our relationship.
Our love. So here's to that.
Here's to recognizing love in all its forms.
Hey, human.
And Halloween.
And it's Halloween.
But before we get too deep into that,
we're going to share a little bit of why it's so special to us.
Yeah.
And as you can see, there's a spider up there. One of Glenn's animal totems.
I know. Yeah.
But let's sing our sing-along. Here we go. Let things be.
Let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
You can't change me.
You can't change me.
And you can't change God.
And you can't change God.
So let things be.
Let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
And you and me.
You and me.
We'll live in peace.
We live in peace.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know
what anything is for.
What anything is for.
Unless I listen to that still small voice.
I have a still small voice
telling me.
It's telling me
this simple truth.
This simple truth.
That everything
is
for my good.
It's for my good.
So let things be.
Let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
You can't change me.
You can't change me.
And you can't change God.
And you can't change God.
So let things be.
Let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
And you and me.
So you and me.
We'll live in peace.
We live in peace.
Well, now here comes the very special Halloween verse, and it goes like this. 1, 2, 3. I'm not this body.
I'm not this body
that you see.
That you see.
I am as God.
I am as God
created me.
She created me.
We are all.
And we are all
one family.
One family.
And it's possible.
And it's possible
to live in peace.
We live in peace.
So let things be.
Let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
You can't change me.
You can't change me.
And you can't
You ready?
change
God. You can't change God.
So let things be.
Let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
And you and me.
And you and me.
We'll live in peace.
We live in peace. Kumbaya.
That was the best kumbaya we've done in a while.
I think so. It was a spontaneous kumbaya.
Well, so in the spirit of letting things be exactly as they are, today is, of course, Halloween.
It is.
And traditionally, it is called Samhain. And so we're going to share, and this is a very special day for us. It's when we celebrate New Year's. And of course, today we're not live with you. We are in Vermont.
Celebrating New Year's.
Celebrating New Year's on our land.
On our land, doing ritual.
Doing ritual and celebrating New Year's and our wedding. So we wanted to make this video very special for you today.
That you share this with us.
Yeah, it is. We really want to share why this is important to us.
So the most tribes and ancient peoples, not all, but a good 3/4 of the world's religions and spiritual systems celebrate the new year in the fall.
After the harvest,
after the harvest. Samhain means end of summer. It's the Irish word, a Gaelic word, means end of summer. The end of summer. So it's the third harvest festival. So this is a festival.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be it's a harvest festival.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Which is, so no accident that we have Thanksgiving around this time.
Right.
We have so it's the midpoint, autumn equinox and the winter solstice.
Right.
So between the changing of the seasons, remember the 21st, to the apex. So you got two apexes, the masculine and the feminine. We're heading into the feminine. And this time of year, this transition is what makes it kind of interesting is the juxtapose or the conversation between bounty and fear.
Interesting.
Right, because it's a harvest festival.
Okay.
Look at all this.
Yeah,
wow,
bounty.
what we did all this. We got animals, we got corn and grain stored up, and fear. Is it enough? Are we going to make it through the winter? Did we do enough that we all survive through the thing? So it was like seriously like, yay, we had a good year, but it was also very methodological about putting food away, making sure, and that's why ancestors in the start of the new year again, it's like all the new stuff gets put away and processed, and then we go into the darkness. And there's what's fun about this all the time, constellation wise or star wise, is that there's two constellations that are really, really cool during this time. One is the Phoenix constellation. You can only see in the Western Hemisphere at Halloween. It's the Phoenix is the story of rebirth, is death and rebirth, right. And so the Phoenix constellation, its wings rise up just as the horizon, and it's the only time. And then it rises up a little bit in the Western Hemisphere and sinks back down again. It's only here for a very, very, very short time period. But there's another winged creature. It's Pegasus, and that's at the very, very top. The very top. You look right up, and that's Pegasus.
At the very top of the
and
sky.
there's this square at the very top. Look right up in the middle of the sky. There's this square, and if they're that's called the Pegasus window, and it says at this time of year, with the right prayers and the right rituals and the right frame of mind, all this, you can see the past and you can see your future.
Oh,
see the past,
interesting,
and you can see the future.
Wow,
I know, it's interesting folklore about these things, right? We think about this so this is a time of evaluation, right? Like in the Jewish tradition, right? Yeah. So we have a time of evaluation. It's like, what did I do? What do I need to atone for? What do I need to and what do I need to change? And that's really good for harvest too. It's like, what worked this year and what didn't work this year. What am I going to change for what am I going to change for next year that didn't work this year during the growing season, or like providing for myself and my family? Interesting, right?
Yeah.
So this is the energy that we really speak to around here, is the movement from masculine to feminine, the movement from thinking to being, the movement from doing to embodiment, right? That's the movement from masculine to feminine, and both are necessary. And as far as the way this is talked about, we have the maiden, mother, and crone.
Right. 3
harvest seasons. Yeah. Maiden, mother, and crone. See, and with the knowledge or abundance or reality, you could say, you have the maiden as the seeker, the mother as the teacher, and the crone or the elder as the keeper. So we're moving into kept wisdom. We're moving into a state of being, a stable, grounded, into the earth way of being. And we're going to actually talk about that a little bit tonight.
Like
on our I know, what are the odds that the Course in Miracles follows the seasons?
Everything intertwines.
It really does.
So
it really does.
I love putting all this together,
it's all true,
sharing it with you.
So I'm going to be talking to you tonight about the attitude we have, this embodied attitude of spirit, this embodied attitude of that we bring to the world. And in the Course in Miracles, she calls that your presence and the presence of others. So do we have the presence of knowledge? Are we embodying the knowledge that we've gained and that we've been taught, right? That our mothers taught us, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
And our grandmothers and elders.
It's the mother energy. Those are coaches and teachers.
Well, I was going to say, in terms of, holding the wisdom, our elders hold our wisdom. And so therefore, Samhain, Halloween, is also an honoring of our ancestors.
Seriously.
So, and I particularly resonate with that.
And you're supposed to be drinking red
drinks. Isn't that funny? Pomegranate juice and different things. This
and
is
red
sorrel.
Wine, and this is sorrel.
But that's part of the thing too. With that,
I know.
We wanted to read today's Course in Miracles lesson before we do our meditation, because it's really cool too how it sort of intertwines.
There we go, right there.
Okay, cool.
Lesson 304 for Halloween is,
let not my world obscure the sight of Christ.
Wow.
It's really interesting. That's really, really, really... Okay, I would bless the world by looking on it through the eyes of Christ, and I will look upon the certain signs that all my sins have been forgiven me.
Right.
And the prayer is, which is so pertinent for today, I think, you lead me from the darkness to the light, from sin to holiness. Let me forgive and thus receive salvation for the world. It is your gift, my Father, given me to offer to your Holy Son, that he may find again the memory of you and of your Son as you created him.
As we return to embodiment,
Yeah.
to return to how I was created, to go back to the earth, to go back to the beginning, or like go back to fundamentals, or like go to where we came from, the origins, to go to, or the way the Course talks about it as being cause, right? Being the cause of things, being the void that things spring from, not the reflection of them, the power of creating them. So
beautiful. Oh yes. So as we move into our meditation today, we want to share a little something different. It's called the Kids Samhain Prayer. And first though, I'm going to ring the bell and light a candle. And we're going to do the Samhain Prayer and bring our ancestors into our circle and celebrate our ancestors. And then we'll leave this moment with a song called I Am a Pilgrim. It's an old Christian song, which I think works really well with this. So right here, right now, in this sanctuary, on this sacred day, Halloween, aka Samhain, we are co-creating a circle of love. And this love includes everything that we like and everything that we do not like, and we embrace it all and give it a radical yes. And today, we especially honor our ancestors, starting with the indigenous people of our nation. We honor you. And the Black people who came to this country and built our nation, we honor you. All living beings in this country, in this world, whether they're human or not, microbes, plants, animals, bugs and bees and trees, we honor you. Our personal family ancestors, our parents, our grandparents, everyone that has gone before us, we honor you. And for the delight and joy that we feel, we share with you now the Children's Samhain Prayer.
Samhain is here, cold is the earth, as we celebrate the cycle of death and rebirth. Tonight we speak to those through the veil. The lines between worlds are thin and frail. Ghosts and spirits in the night, magical beings rising in flight, owls hooting up in a moonlit tree,
I don't fear you.
You
and you
don't fear me. As the sun goes down far to the west, my ancestors watch over me as I rest. They keep me safe and without fear. On the night of Samhain, the witches' New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody!
Happy New Year!
Yay!
Happy Witches' New Year! And it is that I love it. Is just so very true. My ancestors, like the energy we talked about, my ancestors are watching. Oh, their knowledge lives in me.
Yeah,
I have my my mother's phrases in my head. I have my father's face. So
very literally, my mother gifted us the land in Vermont.
We wouldn't be doing Vermont if it hadn't been for our ancestors. Yolanda's mother.
So we honor.
We're here because of our mothers. We're here because of our mothers and fathers and all the crazy, all the people that had to exist before we could exist.
That's right.
Right, all of those people. It's interesting. It's fun.
So
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And now I want to honor our ancestors with a song called "I Am a Pilgrim."
Pilgrim and a stranger traveling through this wearisome land. I've got a home in that yonder city, good Lord, and it's not made by hand.
I've got a mother, sister, and a brother who have gone this way before. I am determined to go and see them, good Lord, when I'm on that other shore. I'm going down to the river of Jordan just to bathe my weary soul. If I can just touch the hem of his garment, good Lord, then I know He'll make me whole.
I love that's actually one of my favorite last images that you put in that video with Krishna Buddha and
Buddha and Christ and Jesus. Yeah, very beautiful.
That's very cute. Very cute. What I want to talk to you about is we're on the second week of this, of what I call what this chapter is called the transition. And now we are. This is where she talks about how we can stabilize these awarenesses that we have, how we can embody all the things that we learned over the summer, over the year. We're going to integration. That's what this is about. It's about how do we live from what we know. How does this become more than a lifestyle? It becomes an attitude or a way of being. Let's just get into the lesson. Tell you what, let's just get into the lesson. This is chapter 26. It's called this transition. It's called They Have Come. The image that I used for this was the lion and the lamb. And so the lion doesn't eat. When things are going well, or heaven is expressed when there's no conflict, there's no violence, there's no attack, everybody has what they need, the lion can lay down with the lamb. Right. So that's the image, what I'm trying to use here. So, and this is, and that's why I chose this lesson to, one of the reasons why I chose this lesson for Halloween is because it has the most horror-worthy chapter title, I think, in A Course in Miracles.
Oh, really?
For they have come.
For they have come. That's cute.
Who's the they in this? We're going to find out. Who is the they that have come? If we're talking about this stabilizing our knowledge. Why don't you read these two?
Okay, so think but how holy you must be, from whom the voice for God calls lovingly unto your brother, that you may awaken him the voice that answers to your call. And think how holy he, your brother, must be when in him sleeps your own salvation, and with his freedom joined. And never will you know he is in you, capital H, he is in you as well, while you attack his, capital H, chosen home, and battle with his host. The ground whereon you stand is holy ground, because of them who, standing there with you, have blessed it with their innocence and peace. And the capital T in them, and a capital W in who, and a capital T in there. So she starts right off with them and their capitalized.
So what are we?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so she says that in the first. We know that from the very first thing that you read.
Okay.
I am the voice for God. I am the presence, and I awaken the voice for God in others, or others have out to awaken. It's a call and response, right?
Okay.
Right. She says,
that's cool.
He answers your call. The voice that answers your call. This is a call and response. So this is a collaborative relationship. This us and this them. This me and them is a collaborative, and we are standing on holy ground. She says that this is our purpose. She calls the people that don't see it this way, she calls this the sleeping world. So we have a sleeping world and a waking world. Now the waking world is one that knows itself as the presence of God, and is in this call and response collaborative relationship with all that is. The other person is, so who's this other? Who's this them? In the way she talks about it in the category, she says, my freedom is in them, is within the other. My salvation is joined with the other. My freedom is intricately linked to the freedom of all other living beings.
Yeah.
And I need to act like that. That's an attitude, right? If you know, like, what did Martin Luther King Jr. say? No one is free until we're all free.
Yeah.
You know? So the temptation, she says, and she nails it right out of the back, is we want to attack the chosen home of the person, right? Because we can't really attack an idea. We attack an idea through a person. Right, through physical objects, through a physical manifestation, and she calls this battling the host of the temple. So she's using this temple metaphor in a couple of ways. We're going to get to the next way, but first of all, the temple is a body. The temple is the host of God. Right, the host. You battle the host of the temple, who's the other person, and she says this battle of bodies. This battle of physical form is how we keep the old battles in place, where where nothing can be won, or where nothing ever was resolved. It's just fighting for fighting's sake. It's just keeping the attack rolling. Yeah. I attack you, you attack me, we change places. It's just keeping this battling with the host of the temple just keeps violence in place. And she gives us instruction here. She says, look on others Gently. She goes, can you look upon others gently? Now, I hear this as like an ask to like hold your opinions lightly. Have you ever heard that? Hold your opinion, like hold your my view and my, like, I don't know what anything is for. Yeah. I'm gonna hold my judgment gently, because I may not be able to like really cut it. I can see it. I can recognize it. And she asks us to remember again that our forgiveness of others is actually an indication of how well we have forgiven or integrated forgiveness into ourselves, how well we have dealt with our own traumas and hurts and understanding, and have forgiven ourselves for who we are and who we're not, right? Have you forgiven yourself for who you are and for who you're not? You know, it's a little bit earlier in the Course of Miracles, about chapter 16. But, okay, so the judgment of others is what is obscuring our correct perception. In the Course of Miracles, they call being able to see clearly in the world a correct perception. All perception is without reality, because it's a projection, right? Perception is projection. But you can get so close to it, she says that you can get so close to the truth that God snatches you in.
Yeah,
right.
That's right. She does say that. That's funny. Yeah.
Another metaphor. She goes, if you put one foot on the bridge, God comes running across the bridge and snatches you over to the other side. Okay, so think about this. When our judgment of others, probably they're the host of probably the body and the temple in all of this. You know, you are knowing that my freedom is linked to yours. That's a way of interacting with people. So, would you read this part again?
Yeah. So finish your sentence though. The judgment of others
obscures
correct perception. Yeah. So the blood of hatred fades to let the grass grow green again, and let the flowers be all white and sparkling in the summer sun. Yay! The blood of hatred is fading. What was a place of death has now become a living temple in a world of light. Hallelujah! And now you stand on ground so holy, heaven leans to join with it and make it like itself.
Okay, there's your Halloween moment.
Ground so holy.
Well, it turns a blood.
Oh, the blood of hatred.
It turns a blood-soaked earth. It turns it into a field of green grass, flowers, in the sparkling summer sun.
Yeah, what was a place of death has now become a living temple in a world of light.
So this is composting, right? We're composting old fears. We're composting old hatred. We're composting old ways of being, ancient, attacks or ancient judgments on stuff. Compost them, put them in the ground, and let them die, right? So that what can be grown on top. She calls this she literally says, this is the living temple. Green grass, white flowers, sparkling sun. This is the presence of the whole, the world of light. What else is there but the world of light? Nothing else, right? So this is the presence of the whole, the completeness. And the miracles are the grass and flowers that are growing from the blood-soaked earth that that are the battlefield, right? It's the battle's over.
Yeah.
So the result is that we're standing on holy ground. Now, of course, the ground has always been holy. Wherever we are, has always been holy.
Right.
And we know, and she intimates that when she says, heaven leans in, right? That's a feeling, isn't it? When someone leans in, that's an intimate thing. Heaven leans in, gets intimate with us when we're willing to bury an old hate. And ancient hate is gone. And it's withering. And she calls the ancient hate in this metaphor withering and blight. Hate as withering blight.
Wow.
So
I really like that. I like that sentence. The shadow of an ancient hate has gone, and the shadow of an ancient hate has gone, and all the blight and withering have passed forever from the land where they have come.
There's a total Halloween paragraph there.
It is. It's totally
second
cool.
paragraph. Third paragraph.
Interesting.
Okay. I know. So we talked about this living temple. So the notes I made were the ground is already holy. This earth could be a living temple. We could be transforming all these places, like Yolanda mentioned, the indigenous lands, slavery, the torture, women in incarceration, these places on earth, and the attitudes that we have that have just soaked the earth with blood. We could have a living temple. Those things are repairable. We can see what's going on and make a different decision.
Yeah.
We can see each other for who we are, this correct perception of what does she call us? Innocent, right? She calls us innocent. We embody innocence and peace. That's an attitude. Right? Innocence and peace is an attitude. I'm innocent. I'm peaceful. It's an attitude of what she is calling the living temple, being a host to the living temple. Okay? Is that lovely?
That's beautiful.
I know. So read this next page.
The incomplete is made complete again, and heaven's joy has been increased because what is its own has been restored to it. Heaven is grateful for this gift of what has been withheld so long.
See, she's answering the question isn't this hard? You're talking about battles that have been going on forever. Isn't that like a tall order? No, there aren't orders to this. She calls this the end of time. You know why it's the end of time? Because we're all now present. Time goes. There's no past. There's no past and no future. There's just now, which is lovely. Only like today's. We're recording this a little bit earlier. Today's lesson is the world lives. The world exists for just an instant, and that's literally true. It only exists right here. The future hasn't happened yet. The past is already gone. The world only exists here, right in this moment. So she asks us to, in time, to be present with what is real, to be in this ground of innocence and peace, to give up what hatred has claimed. Okay, if you've been paying attention these last year, you know that that's a reference for power over.
Right.
Needing to control someone, needing to control somebody's physical being, their movements, the physical bodies through space. Okay, and she says this freedom, when we recognize that it's linked to the well-being of others, she goes, this freedom actually is what lights up every living being and lifts it to heaven. And we're electrical beings. Right, so this light, we're literally light, and the freedom, our freedom to be who we are, to make decisions, actually is the light that lifts us to heaven. We're like God. So we're in. She says the incomplete is made complete. So in this moment, I recognize I recognize you and me as we're in a relationship. We're in the whole. I am whole. We see this. I am the whole in the world. We see this as all is I am. Not just me. It's like all is I am. Right. The birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and the microbes and everything. All is I am. And this is where we begin to have the state of being in which we identify with identify with the thing that's creating, manifesting, and being, and all possible. We identify as that, and not as the bloodied earth, and not even as the green grass anymore. Heaven leans in. We're intimate with what is real, and we see that we are all that exists. The insane. So she says the insane will join us on the ground whereon you stand. So what isn't understood is also here. If you don't have to understand, the insane join us on the ground where you stand. It's others don't have to understand in order for us to be awakened. We are, what she says in the first couple of paragraphs. Remember that some people choose to sleep, or what we call sleep in the world, and their sleeping or not sleeping, or their the way they keep their bodies or the things they do not slow down our awakening. Do not have any influence on our awakening, well, unless we say it does, right? The insane join us on the ground where this sin. They're actually helping. Everything works together for your good. So even the things that we don't understand and all that are working together. So here she says, we gather in our own. She says, this opens up locked possibilities. And instead of holding apart, we're held up. Instead of holding myself apart or holding you apart, I am held up into the light. We are held up into the light. You know why? Because you can see better in the light. And when you see better in the light and you're here for the present, you goes, oh, this is all just one thing. Oh my God. Oh, this is no. It's like, oh wow, I expect some dramatic moment. No, you kind of like go, oh, I've been trying way too hard.
Yeah.
It's like, oh
absolutely.
My God. This. I think this is supposed to be relaxing and invigorating, right? So read this next bit.
This is like my favorite.
She's about to read one of the most quoted passages that goes in Course in Miracles.
It's just such a beautiful sentence. The holiest of all spots on earth is where an ancient hatred has become a present love. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. The holiest of all the spots on earth is where an ancient hatred has become a present love. And they come quickly to the living temple, where a home for them has been set up. There is no place in heaven holier. No one on earth but offers thanks to one who has restored his home and sheltered him from bitter winter and freezing cold. Now is the Holy Spirit's purpose done, for they have come at last.
I know. So, what are we supposed to do?
Give up an ancient hatred.
Right. And like where a home for them has been, and they come quickly to the living temple. Meet the living temple. What I recognize as reality, the living temple. And I've set up a home for us, a home for them, a home for the beings in the holy temple. In the living temple,
in the present moment,
so what am I doing? I'm going to go and restore the home. I'm going to make this moment a shelter from the bitter wind. I'm going to make this moment and us and our relationship and us together and this call and response. I call to you and as the purpose, she says, is our purpose. Now is the Holy Spirit's purpose done. When's your purpose done? When people encounter you and find that you have a home for them. Interesting idea, right? This is a home for you.
A home in your heart,
right?
In this present moment, like you can
dwell
offer
within
them a home. Yeah.
Oh, like isn't that like radical acceptance?
Yeah, I was just going to say that's the radical yes to all that we like and all that we don't like. Yeah.
So this is I call. She doesn't say this, but this is what I call this the rebuilding of the temple. That's our reality. Our lives are the rebuilding of this holy experience I'm having. This present moment I'm sharing with you. And she takes it down from the lofty, because I make these ideas really lofty and big and huge. And she says, literally start from where you are. Just start where you are. Start with your home and your body and your presence and your attitude and who you meet. Start from where we are. Set up a home for all living beings in your living temple, in your the part of the living temple that you're in charge of, that's free from hate and free from judgment, and it's a shelter from people that are doing that, right? That where a welcome is made at last. I don't know about you, but when I found my chosen family, when I found the Radical Fairies, when I found this group, when I found Yolanda, it did feel like coming home, didn't it? We all know that feeling. It's like, oh my God, I'm home. I've never been here. I'm home. felt like that when I moved to New York 20 years ago. I'd never been here, but I felt like I was at home. The Holy Spirit's purpose is very clear: to return to what is ours and will always be ours. To understand that this moment is your own. You know? She says, return to what is ours. And she says, they've come. Our house is full. We built this, we have the living temple, and the house is full of people, full of love, and, you know, full of who we are. Full of life, full of what? Full of this being. So the lion lays down with the lamb, because the lion isn't hungry, and the lamb isn't frightened. The lion has made the shelter for the lamb, and the lamb is, you know, cuddly.
Cuddly.
So here we are. So remember, you're at church with a 2-drink minimum, and I'm your favorite anarchist preacher,
yes, you
Glenn
are.
Morton Ganaway, and I want all the best for you. Welcome to my living temple. Welcome to the living temple that we create together.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I think our bodies are the living temple. The earth is the living temple.
Yeah.
All beings and this moment we share together is the living temple. This metaphor works in a lot of really good ways.
It does.
And she reminds us that we can heal ancient scars.
That is
We
so
can
awesome.
do it. We think this is so insurmountable. These ancient scars, we can do it. We can do it. There isn't an order to this. We can do it when we are that. When we recognize and have correct perception, and we recognize the world as this living temple. So thank you for joining me in my living temple.
Yay!
What are we going to listen
to? Cheers! Whee! Okay. Well, so in keeping with our theme of today and the Halloween.
Oh, I know. This is so good. You've never heard this.
You've never heard this song. It's not necessarily one of my quote-unquote spiritual songs. But it is a song that I wanted to share with you today.
Really
and it's
good message.
Called Scary. And the video I'm playing for you is from my 60th birthday party here in New York City with my dear friend Emily Mikesell. So here we go.
In terms of my love life, there were many, many years when I was in the depths of codependence. It was an evil trap. There was one person in particular who I spent 5 years with in the dark dens of codependence. And after that, I thought I would never have another love. So, after we broke up, I wrote this song. And I'd like to introduce you to... This is a duet. I wrote it as a duet. So I'd like to introduce you to my fabulous duet partner, the one and only Emily Mikesell. Please, Emily, come to the stage. Now, if some of you know my show, Reverend Yolanda's Old Time Gospel Hour and Be the Love, Emily was featured in that show singing God's Refrigerator. It was such a great song, and we love Emily so much. But today, Emily and I are having a fight. Like the beat to the fight. I don't need your love to make me strong and free. I have the strength I need inside of me. You think that because I cry that I'm weak inside, you just don't see the gift that is me. Because I'm so because I desire you. That my desire makes me a fool. Because I'm emotional, you think I have no control. Why are you so afraid of me? Because I'm so scary. I'm so scary. Why are you yelling at me? Intimacy issues. Telling me that I'm to blame when all I want is for you to explain to me why you think I'm so scary. I'm so scary. What do you think I'm so
Emily Mikesell.
Emily Mikesell, everybody.
Because I'm so
I know. How scary are you?
How scary am I?
How scary am I?
No, I just wanted to share that with you today. Thanks for joining us.
I know. We love each and every one of you.
We do.
Stay tuned for Jacqueline.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll see you next Sunday.
We will.
Bye.
I don't need your love to make me strong and free. I have